Brian, we're back again.
We're back again, part 2, insulated rubber gloves.
Yeah, today we're going to talk about all the safety features of the rubber gloves, how to keep them in compliance with the OSHA requirements, how to test them, what to do, where you can do, and all that good stuff. And Dwayne from Cementex will be back to share all that stuff with us.
Yeah, Dwayne, this is a good episode, Dave. Dwayne goes over the NFPA 70E training, why it's important to understand it when you go out and buy the gloves, how to get the right set, and he also has an interesting piece on a glove management strategy. So how to take care of your gloves once you buy them, and the different ways to approach that so they're always ready to go and in good condition.
So why don't we listen in?
Let's listen in.
Obviously, anyone who's working on this, they should be referencing the NFPA 70E.
Yes, anytime you're working with anything that's above 50 volts, you should really be looking at your NFPA 70E and your NSC to see what you should be doing.
And that will give them a good starting point to find out what cals they might be using in suits, or from a 12 cal to 40 cal and in between there, right?
That's correct, and it also will help them too if they're looking to figure out what their incident energy is. So, because that's really where you find out what cal suit you should be working in. Most of the time the panels will have it on there,
right?
But a lot of times you're getting into an old panel, from 50 years ago, and you have no idea what your incident energy is. You can use the formulas from the NFPA 70E booklet, and you can figure out what your incident energy is.
Okay. If we have problems with that, is that something we can reach out and get help with?
Yeah, there's definitely different engineers out there that can do that. They can help you look through that. But like I said, if you're kind of an electrician, the voltage, the amperage, the line run, and the size of the wire, that gets you right what you need to do.
Oh, I see. Okay, fantastic. Great. Yeah. Hey, one of the things that I get asked a lot for is on the rubber gloves and in the glove area. What do we have an extensive offering in gloves, or is it just one or two pair we have?
No, we have a full offering all the way from size 8 all the way up to, I believe it's like size 15 in most of the classes. Yes.
And I've also been asked, the guys say, hey, listen, what color should I be ordering? Is there a significance that the color of the gloves?
No, what you're really looking for is you're looking to make sure that you're using the proper class for whatever you're working on. Your zeros and double zeros are the ones that are going to be, the double zeros is up to 500 volts and the zero is up to 1,000 volts. That's the majority of what most inside guys use. When you get to be a lineman and you're outside, you're either climbing a pole or you're in a bucket, that's when you start looking at the class 1 through 4s.
Okay. Hey, I had an end user customer who incidentally, I think maybe before I talk about that, what is the range and how long should you keep gloves in a service, and should they be tested or no?
Gloves need to be tested. So they should be tested before they're issued to the guys. And there will be a date right on the glove that says when it was tested.
Okay.
And if it's outside of 1 year of that date, then they should not be put into service.
Okay, and I see one of the pictures that Brian has up there, it looks like a little pump glove where you actually put it on there and you kind of pump it up. That'll kind of help you see if it's good. If you want to, should that be done daily or each time you use it?
That should be before every use. So it doesn't have to be done every day because they may not use their gloves every day, but before every job, you really should take and test your gloves.
And so I don't know, just identify that there's a leak or a hole?
Yes, it'll tell you if you have a pinhole or not, because it won't stay blown up. And most people don't realize, but electricity will go through anything as small as a pinhole.
Wow.
It just looks for the least path of resistance, which would generally be that hole. So it could go right in the hole, right into your body.
So is the pump sold separately?
The pump is sold separately, yes.
Okay. So everybody who's using the gloves should have a pump as well.
Ideally, I would love it if everybody that was going to put those gloves on would use that pump every day, because you give yourself the best chance of not having a problem.
So Dwayne, like I was mentioning before you did the testing on the glove there, I had one customer who they use them quite frequently, and they have a large staff of people. So they purchased 2 different types of colors and then would rotate them out every 6 months or so. So he would use his red from January to the end of June, and then they would send those in for testing, and then they would use yellow towards the latter part of the year, so they knew where they were in testing. Is that a good idea for someone who's got a large glove management?
I think it's great for anybody who uses gloves, period. The reason being is if you do have a surprise visit from OSHA and you have paperwork, you're working within the parameters of what the paperwork it was and how you said you issued your gloves out. OSHA's looking at that and going, hey, these guys are really making an effort to make sure that their guys are safe.
So it could be the 2-man electrician up to 40 or 50 guys. It's just makes it easier when an OSHA guy comes around.
That's correct. There's customers we have that have over 150 electricians in service, and every one of those guys has to have gloves. And those gloves have to be tested every 6 months. There's no way around that.
Are the inflators specific to the Cementex brand, or are they universal?
They're universal. They'll work on any glove, and they work all the way from the 00s all the way up to the 4s.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, when you get into the bigger gloves I would say the 2s, 3s, and 4s, there's a Velcro strap that comes with it. So you put the glove on, and then you put the Velcro strap around that glove, and then you pump it up. Because if not, it'll just pop off once you pump it up some, it'll just pop right off the pump.
Hey, so one of the last things I wanted to address before we go, so we don't run too long on this, but I've been asked for meetings or seminars or training or something, and I'm not too sure how to address that. Can you address that real quick with us?
Certainly, we do what we call an NFPA 70E training, and it's a class to get people up to date with what is gone through basically up to 2018 standards for OSHA, NFPA 70E, and the such. And it really helps, even if it's only just a refresher course. A lot of times it reminds these guys to check their tools. A lot of guys don't check their tools every day. For the most part, electricians really do take care of their stuff very well, because they realize that it is part of the thing that is going to save their life if there is an electrical incident. So
sure. So is that something we can do in like a format like we're doing here?
We could do it in a format here, and it's a lot easier if I'm actually available local. But
okay,
we could do it in the format like this right now if we needed to. I could set it up, and we could run through a projector.
All right, so we've got some flexibility, and so it's best when the distributor's doing that. If he's got a half dozen or a dozen contractors, if we can put together a meeting date and schedule get you in there to do it, that's always best. But on a fly or something we had to do, differently because of the COVID or whatever, we could always be you sound like you're pretty flexible.
Yes, yeah, and I also travel out and do it with reps as well. So that way the rep gets used to seeing it, and then the rep can do it on their own if they need to.
Fantastic. What haven't we covered here, Dwayne? Anything? Kind of a good general overview?
No, I think it's a really good general overview. I think the only other thing I'd like to say is that I'm just, these guys are essential. And if there's a way that we can help you get what they need, please reach out, because we have some really good lead times on everything. Our suits are generally anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks on the stuff that we have to order in. If we already have it in stock, we can have it to you in 10 days. So
wow, that's pretty good.
Very reasonable.
Yep.
Fantastic. Okay, well, we just wanted to remind everyone that we have Cementex. It's out there. We'll be glad to help you with it out there if you need it. We got a brand new catalog that's out there for everyone. If you can't get the catalog, we'll get it to you. If you want to go online, you can see everything online. And if you don't want to do that, reach out to us.
Yeah, check out this online catalog here, Dave. You can flip through the pages, so easy to see and look stuff up. You can also, there's a download button here as well. So you can download that catalog to your desktop. You could print it out. You could save it. Quick and easy reference. You can send that link out to a contractor if he wants to look at that. So, you know, Cementex got a great website here. It has everything on it that you're going to need. It has everything's there. It's like Dwayne was saying, you've got the order forms for the testing on there. You can download the catalog. They'll mail out a catalog, or Dave and I'll bring you a catalog. So it's all there. It's great. It's Cementex. It's safety tool specialist. Check it
Very
out.
nice. Very nice.
Thanks,
Dwayne, Brian.
Really appreciate it.
Way to go,
Thank you
guys.
for having me.
Woo!
All right, be safe. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
Yes,
Be
sir.
safe, everybody.
See ya.
Everybody be safe.
We're back.
We're back. That was good.
That was really good. You know,
I know a lot more about rubber gloves than I really did before.
well, that's good too. You know what I learned that I didn't know, that rubber glove tester, even though you already have rubber gloves and you might even have someone else's rubber gloves, you can still use our tester. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Hey, one thing to note is that we've got Dwayne coming back, and we're going to go over the clothing next time. So keep an eye out for that clothing video. It's coming up.
Yep, we'll talk more about the different the calorie 12, the 40 cal, some of the suits, some of the helmets, some of the different new options that we have. So we'll get Dwayne back and we'll go over all that. So stay tuned. Don't miss the next one.
Woo! It's Wild Safety Week.
PPE week.